Another draw, and obviously draws don't get you anywhere in this league other than you stand still, and we need to get some positive momentum, and you only get that positive momentum from winning games of football. So it was another tough watch, wasn't it? Like the Carlisle game last week, particularly in the second half. First half was evenly balanced, but in the second half we didn't kick on in any way, shape or form. So we're almost where we were last week in terms of similar type of performance. Didn't have any penetration, didn't get into the final third often enough, and obviously we changed the formation 3 times to try and get bodies in certain areas of the pitch. We made changes early to try and obviously get some form of positive momentum in the game, and we never did.
If you got marks for effort, application and attitude, and you got points on top of that as well, you'd be flying high, wouldn't you? Because you can't knock any of those things out of your players.
If you give our players marks for effort, desire, determination and organisation, they'd be right up there every week. But our supporters aren't interested in just that. They want to see the football transmit onto the pitch as well, and when you get both you get a good outcome. But this is where the boys are at the minute. We're trying exceptionally hard to get some attacking front foot football. It's not as easy as people think. People think, well, you're the manager and you've got coaches with you, just get them passing and moving on the training ground, and then it just happens on a Saturday or a Tuesday night. No, it doesn't, because you've got 11 players on the opposition working exceptionally hard to stop you from scoring. These have only scored 3 prior to today, but they'd only conceded 11 like us, so they're difficult to get through when they're in a mid-block. And people say, well, it's Gillingham, they've not had a great start. No, they haven't, but they're a competitive League Two side, like many of them are. And we are nowhere near at the level, at the team that we had here that last left this league. Nowhere near. I know that, you know that, the supporters know that, some of the players who are still here know that, but we're working towards trying to get there, and it could take a hell of a long time. I don't know, it might take a shorter period, it might all click within the next few weeks. We're working day in, day out to try and ensure that that's going to be the case. But in football, you have the opposition, as I say, stopping you from doing certain things that you want to do in the attacking half of the pitch, and on top of that, the players are lacking that confidence in the final third. It's dead in the changing room, completely dead. Obviously, they fed off the reaction of the crowd at the end as a result of coming off the pitch, and naturally they care as much as any Crewe Alexandra team I've known, and it disappoints me that they can't hit the heights that we all want to hit currently.
Even though, you know, it's not going in terms of results for you, are you enjoying what you're doing in terms of working that hard with all your coaches and your staff to try and get that more out of the players? Is that still something that you're thriving on? Enjoying
all that, Graham, enjoying all that, because the players, as I say, give us absolutely everything day in, day out. What I'm not enjoying is the things surrounding the club as a result of us not winning as many games as people want. I get that, there's expectation, because this club traditionally has yo-yoed between League One and League Two. It's not an established League Two club. We've always had plenty of promotions along the way, and even spent time in the Championship. But we're off the back of what happened last year, and I'm sick of repeating myself, and I'm sure people listening are. It takes a long time to then solidify, which we have, and put building blocks in, to then move again. It doesn't just happen. And people say, well, you're 12 games in, that's long enough. No, it's not. It's not long enough. It's not. These players need much longer than 12 games to try and hit the straps. And look, if I don't think I can get them there quick enough, then we'll look at things in the future.
I don't think that's the case. I think that everybody's still thinking you're going in the right direction. I know you're frustrated about the results, but your goal that you scored just typifies what you can have in your team, because your goal was top draw.
Yeah, and I think that, you're right, Graham, that typifies what we have. We've got some good individuals up the top end of the pitch who we need to develop into combining more. The Dan Aggies, the Bass Sambus, the Courtney Baker-Richardsons, Longy when he's back, etc, etc. We have a similar type of player at the minute. And if we want to try and obviously move forward, it'll involve bringing a bit more cohesion with those players in terms of them combining and playing together as pairs and trios rather than individually. And also, it's going to need more than a summer window, I'm afraid. Because if you're going to build a team, it takes more than just one summer window off the back of a horrific relegation, let's be honest. These aren't excuses, these are absolute facts. And we know where we're going, but we need people to stick with us and basically show the patience that we're going to need, obviously, to ensure that this club can move forward.